Welcome to La Jefa Experience, the place where moms in any stage of motherhood come to get tools, tips, and support to thrive as the CEO of their life and family. What's up, Jefas all over the world? Welcome to La Jefa Experience. I am your host, ROCIO Cisco. I hope all of you mamas out there had an amazing Mother's Day weekend last weekend. I posted something on Mother's Day, and I will just repeat it because it is worthy of repeating. One day is not enough to show you all the love that you deserve. And may you be feeling some type of love and appreciation as often as possible. I am aware that every day can be a little unrealistic and can be a little tough, right? So, and that's me being honest. So may you feel it as often as possible. Every day is amazing if you could feel it every day, yet know that you are a superhuman and you are a superhero, and we see you, Mama. We see you. So I hope you had an amazing and beautiful celebration on Mother's Day. And well, I want to thank, before we go any further, I want to thank all of the mamas that joined us for Mama's Day Yoga. I definitely see something like this happening in the future. Again, not necessarily on Mama's Day yet. Alethea and I have not discussed, but she's amazing. Alethea is amazing, and we love her. So I can definitely see us doing something in the future when it comes to yoga for mamas. Without further ado, I want to get to the topic of the day. And what I'm bringing you guys today on the show is in regards to the Mama Kryptonite, which is asking for support, asking for help. And when coming up with this topic and really thinking of what I wanted to address in today's episode, I called my own mama. And I asked her because guess where I learned not asking for help from, right? And let's be honest, okay? I'm gonna put this out there before I share with you guys what my own mom had to say about why she didn't feel good about asking for support for so long, even to this day, right? If you have struggled and had a challenge with asking for support your entire life, it's only going to get magnified and accentuated in motherhood. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. Because it doesn't start in motherhood. The fact of the matter is that if you have struggled before motherhood with this, you're going to struggle in motherhood. And then all of the feelings that come up with being a mom and asking for support are just going to be that much more in motherhood. Okay. And it may even be more, you may even be more alert to it. You may even just start feeling specific feelings around being a mom and what that all brings, what the triggers are when it comes to asking for help. Okay. Now, when I asked my mom why it was so hard for her, why she believes it was so hard for her to ask for help, she said that she felt miserable having to ask for help. It brought her misery because she wanted to believe that she could do it herself. She felt like a failure. Okay. And that solidified for me all the feelings of why I have struggled in asking for help, because her words were exactly how I was feeling. Right. So these things get passed down, ladies. If you've listened to my other episodes, previous episodes, I say that often because I want you to understand that the beliefs and the things that are going on in your life are not necessarily your baggage. And I want to empower you to look at that, to realize that you have a choice. You have a choice to continue carrying this along in your life and shifting the mindset and shifting the belief and even transforming it and evolving it into something different, what you actually want to believe, what's authentic to you, not necessarily something that you were taught or that you picked up in childhood. So we why do we struggle asking for help? What kind of feelings do we get? Well, I'm going to tell you what I usually feel, and I still feel them, right? Like, the point isn't that it's going to necessarily go away. These challenges may not ever necessarily go away. The point is for those triggering thoughts, that triggering voice, the language that goes on, that initially goes on in our head, automatically goes on in our head, for it to get quieter and quieter. I was going to use the word diminish, but it may not go away. And I want to set that expectation, because I believe that that's why we suffer when doing this work at times, is that we have this belief or this expectation that when we transform and evolve, that voice, those thoughts, those beliefs go away. And that's not necessarily the case. They may just get quieter. You will get quicker at being aware of them. You will get quicker at shifting, transitioning, right? Shifting in real time. And this is what comes up for me when I have to ask for help: shame for not having my shit together. I feel inadequate to have such a big responsibility of being a mom, being in charge of another human's life. And I have to ask for help. I feel like a failure. My mom said the same thing. I feel like a failure when I ask for help, when I have to ask for help. I struggled with fear of judgment of other moms, of being like, you're a mom, you should understand, you should know this. And those are the feelings that come up for me that oftentimes have stopped me from asking for help. And well, what does this lead to? If you don't dive into this, if you don't shift and change and transform this mindset of being inadequate, feeling like a failure, shame, fear of judgment, right? What can potentially happen to us as moms? Well, we know the biggest one, right? And I'm going to combine them because it seems to come up on every episode that I have done so far, is stress and overwhelm, right? If you don't ask for help and you keep continuing to believe that you have to do it yourself, you're going to cause, if you haven't already caused yourself, stress and so much overwhelm. The other thing that comes up, or another thing that comes up, is resentment, mamas, ladies, resentment towards our friends and family, resentments towards our partners. I believe that's the biggest one, because you think and you believe that they should see you, they should help you because they should know. That's not necessarily the case. That is not necessarily the case, okay? Um, Loss of identity, of like a sense of identity for yourself, because you put so much on your plate because you don't want to ask for help. That's another thing that happens. Lack of confidence, guilt, possibly depression, because you're just in this cycle of never-ending cycle of doing, never tending to your needs, never tending to your wants, never exploring yourself and what you like and what you don't like, because you're just again, running the hamster wheel. I mentioned that on the last episode with self-sabotage. You're running the hamster wheel, and ladies, that leads to just all of these things that I mentioned. Okay. So I want to give you tools and tips, per usual, as how we can start to alleviate this, how we can start to make this better, improve and evolve. Okay. And I want to mention beforehand that these tips that I'm about to share with you guys go much deeper. I'm not going to just give you tips on how to ask for support, because if you're trying to tell yourself in your mind logically, you need to ask for support, it's good for you, you may not necessarily believe it, okay? Because that is your brain talking. You're not feeling. There's still a feeling deep down inside, and trauma, beliefs deep down inside your entire being in your body that stops you from asking for support. So the tips that I'm going to give you go deeper, and I want to help you. I want to support you in starting to heal the story that you have around asking for support. Okay. All of this to empower you to have long lasting, long term change. That is my mission with mamas, is to create long-term success, long-term evolution and change. Okay. I'm not just going to give you guys a band-aid, because the band-aid will work for a little bit, but we know band-aids fall off and you need to keep changing the band-aid. Let's create long-term habits and change. Okay. So the first thing that I want you to think about, and I encourage you to think about, is to be open and honest with yourself. What is the belief that you, mama, have about asking for help? Okay. I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples here, right? Is it that you cannot trust others? You can't rely on others. If you want it done right, you have to do it yourself. Okay. Is it that you don't believe you're supported? You don't have anyone in your life that can support you, right? Is it that you are not worthy of being supported? Okay. Just a couple of things that you can consider. What is the belief that you have around seeking support? Okay. Number two, I want you to sit with that belief. And I want you to even close your eyes. Close your eyes and sit with that belief. And I want you to think about, when was the first time you learned that it was not okay to ask for help? When was the first time that you heard someone say that belief? Or maybe you saw someone model that belief for you. Okay. Ask yourself, is this your baggage? Is this your belief? Or did you hear it from someplace? Did you see it from someplace? Okay, that's number two. Sit with that. Think about it. Maybe even journal on it. Okay. Number three, ask yourself if you want to continue believing this. Do you want to continue believing that you cannot trust others? Do you want to continue believing that you cannot rely on others and you have to do it yourself? Do you want to continue believing that you are not supported in your life and you have no one to help you? Do you want to continue believing that if you ask for help, you are weak? If you ask for help, you are a failure. Okay? Ask yourself, be honest with yourself, take ownership for the belief if you want to. If not, take ownership for it. And the next step would be to affirm what you actually do want to believe. Okay. This is where affirmations come into play. And you guys know, if you followed me, you've listened to the previous episodes. I love affirmations. This is why. What is the new belief that you do want to start carrying in your baggage, mama? This is, you get to create this life. You are a mom. You get to create this family, this child, right? You get to co-create with this child. So what is the new belief? Affirm it. I do trust others. I can trust others. I am supported. I do have people that support me in my life and want to see me succeed, want to see me happy. I am brave for asking for support. Seeking support makes me strong. Okay. Start affirming what you do want to believe and acknowledging what you do want to believe. Okay. Number 5 is communicate with your tribe. I'm going to say the biggest thing that women, mamas lack is communication. We haven't even asked for communication. We haven't even communicated that we need help. We haven't even communicated that we need the support. So communicate with your tribe. When you're open and honest with the people in your life, the people that love you, Your vulnerability leads to compassion. When you're open and honest and real and raw with the people that love you the most, because I understand why you wouldn't want to be that way with strangers or people that don't know you, right? I get it. I don't, and I understand it. Yet I also encourage that you become vulnerable and unapologetic everywhere, right? Let's start small though. With the people in your life, be honest with them. When you are honest with them and you're real and raw, that leads to compassion. They understand you better. They feel you. They want to help you. Number 6 would be start small. I already said that. Start small, baby steps. And here I'm giving you guys some prompts so that you can start small. Your language, you're even like just working on your language when it comes to seeking support and asking for help is huge. And that is where I would start. Okay. One of the phrases that me and my husband use a lot is, I have a request. Are you open to receiving it? Okay. Then you put the ball in the other person's corner. If they say yes, now you have their attention. Okay. I would love your support in watching Santi while I take a trip to Target. Simple. Another way you can say that is, hey, babe, may I have a few moments of your presence to share something with you? They say yes. Great. Thank you. I'm a bit overwhelmed right now, and it would mean a lot to me to have 1 hour to myself today. May I have your support with this? See how none of that sounded uh, demanding? None of that sounded rude. None of that sounded chaotic. It was raw and it was real and it softened. I felt softened when I used those 2 phrases, when I asked for support in that way. So feel free to use those, okay? This is where we start by communicating it to the people in your life, okay? And the very last thing, number 7, that I will encourage you to practice is receiving the help, mama. It's one thing to have the courage and to be brave to ask for the support. Receiving it is a whole other part, right? And the best way that I can get you thinking about receiving help is this. There's angels in this world that are watching you, your family, your loved ones that want to see you succeed, that want to see you happy, that want to see you smile. Okay? And they want to help you. It is a gift for them to help you. When you don't receive their help, you are stealing their gift from them. Their gift that they want to give you, you are stealing and taking it away from them. Okay? So let them help you. We've all heard the term, it takes a village. There is a reason that that term was coined because it does. And their kids were raised in tribes in a village. It took a village to help, right? If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, follow, and share with a fellow mama that would benefit from this message. I'd also love for you to leave a 5-star review and let us know if there's anything that you would love to hear on La Jefa experience. As always, Jefa, you are worthy of support and already have the power to stress less, love more, and be unstoppable. Go show your family and the world how it is done so they believe that it is possible for them to do it as well. You are a Jefa, and Jefas find a way. Have a nice week.